In my last quilting block video, I mentioned how I discovered another way to cut the frame for it, make the framing for the thing, for the little projects. And I've been doing the way I've always done. I just kind of measure and cut and compare, and sometimes go to the sander and touch it up if I need to get the gaps out of it. And at the last, I would smear a little glue in the glue joint and sand over it. And I'll do that almost on anything. It kind of fills it in and smooths it out. But I saw this and I wondered why I hadn't thought of this before. What I have here is a piece of 1/4 inch. I believe it's a light walnut, and it's very dense. But I've got 4 equal pieces. They're 8.5 inches long, 3/4 of an inch wide, which will give me a frame 8.5 inches on the outside, 7 inches on the interior, which is kind of what I've been working within that range on the last few projects. So what I've done here is I've got them all lined up. I ripped them all on the table saw, so they're all the same width. They've got a little bit of a bow in some of them. They do that sometimes when you rip them. You get a little tension in the wood, and they kind of want to warp a little bit, but that's easy to work around with clamps and glue once you get down to the final part. So anyway, I'm gonna show you what I discovered that I don't know why I hadn't thought of before. I've got this piece which was ripped off of one of these pieces, or cut off the end of one of these pieces, ripped at the same time, so it's the same width. And I come in and I push this over till that lines up right there. And then come up and do it to each one. Doesn't slide very well, but we'll get it there. All right, so I come back and check each one of them. I need a little bit. Then I take a straight edge. Make sure they're all together there. Line up all those points from this outer corner to right there. Make sure all those points and the corners match up. Draw a good line right there. So that's where you cut to get that end for the miter. Now you got to make sure we come over that we make the cut in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go kind of in the opposite here. I'm going to go like here. And then here. And then here. And we'll do the same thing again. Get it lined up. Now each piece has alternating angles on them, and so I have 2 different methods of cutting. Cutting is the critical part here. It's one thing to measure, another thing you got to cut it accurately. I have two methods. I only use one on one of them on a piece small as this, but I'll show you the other one. I have move the phone over here. I have a crosscut sled here, and I've got this jig, 45 miter jig. It's got an 1/8 inch rosewood in the bottom of it. It fits that slot, keeps it in place, and you put that on, and that cuts a really nice miter. I've used it for larger pieces. I don't like using it for something this small because it's easy to move when you're cutting and you kind of get messed up. So I use a compound miter saw. And on both saws I have my teeth on my saws are too large. I need finer teeth, but I'm gonna make do. I got a dark corner over there I can't film in, but I'm gonna go cut these and come back and see how they line up. I'm going to do it again with 2 different length sides. It's the original demonstration I saw this used 2 different lengths. And it works the same way. You just have to be sure of what you're doing as you take the steps. So again, I've got them lined up there. Make sure they're all straight. And this piece was cut off of this. I'm doing it a little wider, it's a little easier to work with, and this is a softer wood, it's cedar. So I'm going to push this over just like I did on the last example. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other direction, other end. And to take note of the direction you have here, you want to go this way here. Okay, I'll take those over and cut them, see how they fit. Okay, here's the first one I cut, the 3/4 inch wide. And that's just a very little work right there. That's basically the way it came off the saw. A little bit of work on the disc sander. I can get all of these. We've got a slight little gap right there. That's very manageable. I can work that down. And I can make that look really nice. With a lot of sanding, that'll be a nice little frame. This is Seconds material. It's got all these marks on it. They sand out pretty well. But for the cost, I think it's worth it. Anyway, let me set the other one up. We'll look at it and see how it came out. Okay, so that's the second one. It's 1.25 inches wide. And I made this one a rectangle instead of a square. The key to these is to make sure these are both the same length, top on side to top. And this is pretty much off the saw. That's the way it lays together right there. A little bit of fine tuning on, like again, on the sander, and a little finish work. I think that'll make a really nice frame. So I don't know if that's helpful for you or not, but that's just a quick little way I found of getting these things to come out correctly. However you do that, the cutting is the key. You got to make sure you cut it accurately. This had a little bit of a knot right there, and it kind of wanted to chip out. And of course, I got the large tooth saw, but I can fix that up. Whatever I decide to use that for, I've cut it. I'll find something to use it for. So thanks for watching. And any more tips and tricks and ideas like this I find, I'll try to pass them on to you as I go. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.